All right, let's put the spotlight first as we begin the show on AI startup Fractal Analytics. The company is committed to going public by FY26, and that's the word coming in from founder and CEO Pranay Agarwal. The AI startup, ladies and gentlemen, it's a global provider of enterprise AI solutions and services. It has just announced a $20 million strategic investment in one of its product companies. Asper AI, which is a purpose-built AI for growth platform for consumer goods and manufacturing. But what's the significance of this fund infusion, and what are the IPO timelines that Fractal is looking at? To answer those and more, I'm now joined by Pranay Agarwal, the co-founder and CEO of the company. Thank you very much, Pranay, for joining us here on ET Now. Let me ask you first things first, and we'll come to the IPO point in just a bit. AI, as it's being leveraged by India as a soft power tool, India is also looking at taking a leadership position in AI across the globe. Several companies like yourselves are also offering solutions and services on this front. But when you see the India story, where do you think it is headed? What are some of the things that are working for us when we see the global story panning out?
I think we have a great opportunity in front of us, and we have the fundamental elements or components to make this work as well. Firstly, just in terms of developing the capabilities, the solutions, the software, the products, etc., I believe we have really high quality talent, and we have the talent in the in the quantity that we need, right? The number of people. So that is there in the country. The other thing is that if you look at the size of our country, we have a large population, we have a large economy, which means that we are generating a lot of data in different parts of the country in different ways. And that, again, is a very important ingredient for developing AI capabilities. So again, that gives us the ability to train these software and algorithm. Then the third thing is the will, right? That do we as a country have the desire to do this? And it's clear that India has demonstrated that. The leadership's talking about it. Like you said, the Prime Minister is speaking about it. Recently, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, he said that he wants to make Maharashtra the AI hub. So at the highest levels, there is recognition that there is a tremendous power in developing this technology for the betterment of the country. And it's going to impact us, done right, in very many positive ways. I look at things such as healthcare at a very basic level, right? We have a shortage of doctors, we have shortage of facilities. AI can supplement that and improve the quality of healthcare in this country. If I look at things such as agriculture, tremendous opportunity to help farmers and the overall agriculture sector.
Right.
Yeah, right. So I think that the opportunity is there, the will is there, the talent is there. We need to put in the capital behind it and continue on this journey.
Right, Pranay. Now, when we're talking about the India opportunity, the Indian government is also looking at partnering with AI companies and startups for its India AI mission. There are several pillars of building that. That includes building GPUs, hardware, etc. So, are you looking at partnering with the government on that front, and how are you looking at leveraging that opportunity?
We have, in the past, done a lot of work with the Indian government, right? During COVID, we used AI to help the government of Maharashtra and other locations in India to manage the entire, COVID response. We have helped in the past looking at things such as, in the areas of finance and tax. We have a subsidiary called Cure, where we have created software to do automated diagnosis of tuberculosis, which is a big issue in India. And we have, of course, taken that to the globe, right? These are the ways in which we are doing work. We continue to be very deeply involved and engaged with the government and with NASSCOM in spreading awareness, in identifying opportunities to create these applications. So we are certainly leaning forward, and we would love to do more. So I think we are going to continue to do more in this area. No question about that.
And we can't wait to hear more about what you're planning to do in partnership with the Government of India's AI mission, India mission. But Pranay, you've also invested $20 million in your AI-powered supply chain management platform, that's Asper AI. How is this investment expected to boost Fractal's offerings? And what has been your overall growth really like over the past 1 year? Do take us through that.
Yeah. So overall, as Fractal, we've had really good growth over the last 3-4 years. The requirement for the offerings, the solutions that we provide is very high, and we've been growing at a CAGR of about 25%. So that's as far as Fractal is concerned. 3 years back, we created this subsidiary called Asper, and Asper focuses on providing AI-powered SaaS solutions, SaaS software for revenue growth management, RGM, as it's called, in the consumer products industry. Consumer products spend about 15 to 20% of their gross sales on pricing and promotions. Is their second biggest cost item after manufacturing. And what Asper does is it helps CPG companies optimize that expense and get the best outcome from it. Does it in an automated way using software. So that's about Asper. And we've seen really good progress and tremendous growth in that business. And we have decided that we want to increase our bets in the space. And so we have committed another $20 million of investment into Asper for the next 3 years.
All right. And what's the kind of demand scenario that you're looking at present in terms of your AI offerings and AI-powered products that you have in India vis-a-vis the kind of demand that you're seeing in the United States? Can you bring us a comparative analysis of demand coming in from both of these markets?
So look, a vast majority of our clientele is in the US and in UK, simply because the companies are larger, and the ability to benefit from AI is much higher. And we have fundamentally, up till this point of time, approached it using a much more of a custom solutions lens. What the Indian market, I believe, is going to need is solutions that are a little bit more out of the box, things that can be implemented very rapidly and start delivering, and at a price point that makes sense for the Indian market, and things that can start delivering results very quickly. So again, I think that the appetite, let me just say that the fundamental need is there. And that opportunity will need to be captured in a different way, I believe, by using rapid deployment software that produces quick results at a very favorable price point.
Right, Pranay. And now, given that you have presence in the United States as well, and we just talked about demand scenario over there, in the United States, there seems to be a lot of uncertainty around Trump 2.0's policies in the business landscape, and of course, that's trickling down to other countries as well. And just yesterday, Accenture's management stated that client budgets remain tight. How much is that impacting the brands that you're working with that are investing in AI, and how is that ultimately then impacting your deal pipeline?
Right. So our deal pipeline, our demand scenario continues to be strong. What we see happening in the Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 segment is that their overall IT and technology budgets may be stable, and they may not be growing as rapidly as in the past. So they may be growing a little bit to being stable. What is happening, though, is that the share is shifting towards AI, towards data modernization, and towards these new technologies, which are going to drive the future of these companies. And the share of spends on the traditional work of maintenance, infrastructure, etc., that is reducing.
All right. So explain a bit more on where is demand coming from, which sectors?
So if you speak of industries, I think it is across the board. We are seeing a lot of demand and traction in the consumer product space. We are seeing a lot of demand and traction in the health insurance and pharmaceuticals, as well as in the FSI area. And if you think of the areas where these companies are trying to deploy AI to drive better outcomes, we see a lot of demand in the area of customer experience management, customer acquisition retention, to areas such as pricing and risk management and supply chain.
Right. Right. So very interesting set of sectors that you're dealing with, particularly consumer segment as well. But let me ask about Fractal's finances as well, financials as well, Pranay. Fractal did log in losses in FY23-24, and that's the data that we received from MCA. By when do you expect the company to be profitable?
So, firstly, maybe we can spend a little bit of time separately. There are issues with that data. Just leave that aside. But we have been profitable now as the Fractal Analytics franchise for some time now, and FY25, which will close for us on March 31st, we're going to finish with an EBITDA in the range of about 20%, and we expect to have the same next year. In fact, we're cash flow positive as well.
All right. One final question before we let you go. There's been a lot of talk around, your IPO. When do you intend to go public, and how big is that an opportunity that you see, given that, if that indeed happens, you're going to be the first AI company that's going to get listed. So how big is the IPO going to be, and what's the valuation for the company that you're looking at after that IPO?
Yeah. So we're working towards, a public offering within this year. I mean, that's sort of that's the target, right? That's what we're working towards. I'm at this point of time not going to be able to comment on the size or the valuation.
You don't want to comment on the size and valuation, but you're looking at that, IPO in FY26. On that note, Pranay, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and joining us here on ET Now. Always a pleasure to speak to you.